Topping the news at 5:30 as the Buffalo Bills take on the Baltimore Ravens this Sunday in the divisional round. I'm happy to welcome former Bill Lee Evans. Lee, you are one of the top 5 receivers in Bills history in terms of receptions, yards, and touchdowns, playing here from 2004 to 2010. You also played in Baltimore for 1 year in 2011. We really appreciate you coming on the show tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So let's start out. What do you think of this year's team, the Bills? Do they have the chance to go all the way?
I think so. I think Josh is playing at a MVP level. I think he is the MVP of the league. I think the way he's commanded this team this year has been spectacular. Everybody's touching the ball, and it really makes it hard on the defense to defend the whole field when everybody's an option. So I really like the team this year. Cook is running the ball well. They've committed to the running game. The defense is playing good, and I think they're playing with a passion. Obviously, they've been here a number of times to get over that hump, and so I'm really looking forward to this game.
That kind of leads into my next question. There have only been 7 wide receiver first-round picks in the history of the Bills. You are one of them. But we have that everybody eats mentality this year. You know, when you were here, you got a lot of the throws passed to you. That's not really the case with what's happening now. What do you think of that? And what are you most impressed by? Which wide receiver on the team right now?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it makes you a lot harder to defend. And Josh is making great decisions with the ball. I love what Shakir is doing this year. He's kind of taking the lead. He's been the number 1 guy, and he's proven himself to be dangerous when he gets the ball in his hand, not just catching it. So I really like the way what he's doing. And then bringing on Cooper, I think has been great. I mean, that's some veteran leadership. That's a guy who's been through the playoffs, knows what it takes, and could really settle the guys down. And Keon Coleman, I mean, he's kind of coming into his own. I mean, this is going to be a different game for him. It's going to be a cold weather game, but, this is what you play for. You earn the right to play in the cold weather, and they've done so.
In terms of Cooper, you mentioned that leadership. How important is that to have in the locker room specifically someone like Cooper who's been in the league for a while?
Yeah, it goes a long way because it helps you kind of settle your nerves a little bit, kind of gives guys something to look forward to. And when things are going good or going bad, he can be a calming presence for them. So with the room with a lot of young guys, having some veteran leadership goes a long way, especially when you're getting deep into the season where a lot of guys haven't been.
Yeah. Well, you went from Buffalo to Baltimore, actually playing for John Harbaugh, who's still there, as we know. Any insight on how he runs things over there, and what do the Bills need to do to beat his team this weekend?
Well, it's going to be a special game. This is a different team than when I was there. You got 2 MVP quarterbacks here, and I think it's really going to be the will of those 2 that's really going to propel this team. But one of the things that they have over there and has been a big weapon for them is special teams. And I know Tucker hasn't had, the typical year he's had, but, they're still dangerous on special teams. So I know the Bills had a special teams lapse last week. So I look for them to be a lot more improved this week. But that's going to be a piece of the game that the Bills are going to have to be solid in if they're going to get this win.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about you for a second. Going back, you got special permission to wear jersey number 83. That was Andre Reed's number. Can you explain why that number was so important to you? And then what was it like wearing the same number as Reed?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I mean, it was, really it was the number 3 that was special at the time coming in. We couldn't wear 13. So 83 was the number, the only other number that I could wear that had a 3 in it. So when I came in, it was one of the tight ends had the number actually, and so making the swap with him and being a receiver and talking to Reed about it and getting his blessing to wear it, it came with some responsibility that I was willing to take on, and so. But he had been great for me in my time in Buffalo. A great friend, a great leader, a great mentor, and so I was proud to wear the number.
That's awesome. That's a cool little story there. And I'm sure you made him very proud in that number. You did a lot for us here in Buffalo, and we appreciate it. You played with some other fan favorites, including Fitzpatrick. He is the legend of the game this weekend. Do you still talk to him? Do you still talk to the other guys? Do you text on game days?
Yeah, I still talk to him a little bit. He spent some time here in DC. I'm in the DC area, and when he was here, we kind of got a chance to catch up and play a little golf and share some insight on things. If I ever go out his way, I'll touch base with him. But he's doing a great job over there on Prime for the Thursday night games, and he certainly has the personality, the moxie to do that. And I think the last time I saw him actually was, well, it was right after the Buffalo game against the Patriots when he was out there with his shirt off. So I don't know if he's going to do that for this game for, being the legend of the game, but you never know with him.
I like how you call it moxie because, yeah, he is known for just taking his shirt off here in Buffalo. And there was a video posted on the Bills' Twitter account this week of him combing that chest hair of his. So I'm sure we will see it again.
I'm sure.
All right. Lee Evans, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Nice to see you doing well. Nice to see you. You have a lot of fans here in Buffalo still, a lot of jerseys still getting worn around town. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.